Thank you. Thank you. This is Najee Hampton. Okay, so today we're talking about merch. So I have Najee Talks merch, just my normal logo for sale. You know what I'm saying? We got the link in the description. We got mugs, we got shirts, I got hoodies and sweaters. You're gonna see me wearing these from continuing on. May not be any certain episodes coming up, earlier ones, but as they go on and as I do my midweek rants, you will see them. And so if you would like to purchase them, please, it's a description. The link will be in the description, and please support as much as you can. Thank you very much. Hello, welcome to Najee Talks. I am Najee Hampton, where we brainstorm people with topics under the umbrella of lifestyle, and we have them on the show to discuss those topics. Today we have Cheverro Savage. Welcome, Cheverro.
Appreciate you.
Cheverro's been in 2 of my plays, so that's why I met him, and we've been a good friend since. I appreciate him for coming on. Please tell people about yourself, Cheverro.
Thank you, man. First of all, I pronounced my name wrong. I was like, that's all right. Yeah, so sure. Cheverro, or you can roll the R, Cheverro, however you want to say it. And I say Savage. I go by Che. Alright. Like you said, I've been in 2 of his plays. I murdered him, by the way. I like the main star in both of them. When I necessarily came onto the scene, like it was like one of the movies where everybody fades in the background and it was just me. So right. That's how it was. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the audience loved it.
Yeah, right. Of course.
All sellouts. But no, it was fun though. It was fun, you know what I'm saying? There was a part where I actually messed up my whole line, and then he hooked up by bringing the briefcase in. So we played it off, and got the briefcase in there. It's not like the audience know, but we know his character, so he hooked it up and did an excellent job.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
it was so small, it was like trying to figure out what needed to be done.
Exactly. So that was great.
Being a stage manager it's fun, but it's hectic.
Yeah. You gotta look out. Sometimes you gotta look out.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Having business. Other than being in those 2 plays, also write, author. Here's a quick plug. All right.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
the first one, Emotional Journey Through Love and Lust. It's pretty much just an erotic poetry book. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you like the new pick. The
R&B cover?
Erotic cover.
R&B cover.
Definitely R&B cover.
You got your mixtape in there?
Yeah. So, I was at this time in my life, young, dumb, full of cum.
Definitely got South Side. Got South Side there.
Just, sexual intimacy.
Right.
And obviously love, lust, and just relationships. And just buying and companionship and all that good stuff. And then right here is my second one. This is most recent. It actually got published around June this year. Broken Mirror. It's a more serious look on life. Trials and tribulations. It basically started off with the death of my father.
Right.
So I wrote how I found out because everybody knew before I did.
Oh man.
And then I had my uncle call me. And then tell me about it, and then, but it was actually my auntie, and she called from his phone, and I'm like, man, it's him, but you know what I'm saying, not like it's my dad, but like he always talked about like, equity houses and like just a whole bunch of school stuff. Sometimes you don't be in the mood to talk about that.
Right,
I'm like, no, I'll holler at them later. And then so I'm calling back, my auntie answered. I'm like, what? She like, call your uncle, my uncle. And then I called my uncle, then he just kind of nonchalant, he'd be like, yeah, your father passed, so how was school and everything? You know what I mean? But she talked about, I called my mom, she's like, oh, you heard? I'm like, what you mean I heard? So like everybody found out, ain't nobody want to tell me. So that's how that ended up happening. This, so I just wrote about that, and then just some short stories about, certain people going through the same situations I have, some testimonies that other people told me about.
Right.
So if anybody didn't know dealing with any tragedy, death, or just obstacles in life,
right.
I mean, it's it's a good book to check out. You know what I'm saying? Broken Mirror. So
Yeah, of course. The link will definitely be in the YouTube on the episode.
for sure.
Mhm.
Appreciate you.
All right.
In the description.
In the description, subscribe.
If you subscribe, you'll get the link. That's the only way you'll get the link if you subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
All right, you ready to start?
And that's
Yeah,
on
go ahead.
Patreon.
Handle.
All right, first question. All right, what is your ranking from top priority with family, friends, and significant other?
That's a good one. I would probably say family, friends, significant other. Now, if we talk about marriage, that's different. You know what I'm saying? Then it'd probably be marriage.
Right.
But that is family, right?
Right, yeah.
Significant others. I don't know how serious I necessarily take it.
Mhm.
Because most of my friends who I consider friends, not associates, I've been
Yeah.
knowing them like my whole life.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, since I've been like a youngin'.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've grown together, so they know me a lot more. Significant other, you know, I just probably met, you know,
Yeah.
last month.
Right.
And then we had chemistry, so we decided to like either do something or not do something.
Right, right.
And then depending if you do, you know, make it your significant other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she priority,
Yeah.
but you know, as far as like, if say like someone in my family, my mom, like I don't know, you gonna think about it, or your best friend be like, dog, you know, she,
Yeah.
you gonna think about it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
right.
So you haven't known her long enough to actually consider her to be your wife.
Right.
That's why I put it in that necessary order.
Okay, so but what if you guys were in a relationship for years? We're not married yet though, but you know, thinking about it. So the thing is, you're like further into it now.
Oh, so we talking about 3,
Yeah.
4, 5 years.
Yeah, man.
So I got let me.
Okay.
I can't relate.
Right,
So
yeah.
I'm trying to make something up.
All right. So what has been your longest
For like
relationship?
2 years.
Okay, so that's still something though, right?
Yes, it's something, I guess, but I mean, like, as far as, like, you know, if, like I said, if a close friend of mine, like, I still have
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd put her, if she would supersede them, but,
I mean,
we
but-
would have to go with the 3, 4, 5 year mark.
Yeah,
you
but
know what I mean?
you know, by that time, you know what I'm saying? Like, she probably is like one of the main like supporters. You know what I'm saying? One who is like main people that you're, you know what I'm saying? You're trusting to talk to, and you rely on her, you know, her advice.
Yeah, I guess, you know,
By
when
that
it comes
time.
to, like, women
Yeah.
or people you're attracted to or like,
Yeah.
you just put more expectation
Mm.
on them as far as, like, family, because that's a natural affinity that you have with close friends and family.
Yeah.
You know, women is, you know, they got their guard up too. So you
Mm-hmm.
like, you gotta go to their guard, and then you got your guard, there's a whole bunch of guards, you know what I'm saying? You're trying to break through, you know what I'm saying? And they have, that's like the whole first, like, 3-4 months
Right.
before you break in the guard. Even if y'all end up being intimate, it's still some trust factors or whatever, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
of the baggage that she had from a previous relationship, or you had a previous relationship.
Yeah.
And then so y'all still going through that, and then like even if y'all never had an argument, and when y'all do have one, how do y'all
Yeah.
come back from that? You know, because typically like if I fight with my cousin or a friend, we fight, we hate each other, but then the next day it's like, what's up?
Right. Yeah.
You know, if you fight with a girl, you're like it's like a month of like silence. Y'all, you know, I ain't even talk to you until they still have an attitude. It's not like y'all just be able to get over it so fast for some reason. I don't know, but it's just like it's just different in relationships.
Mm.
Where like getting over like obstacles, it seemed more difficult,
Yeah.
as opposed to like, you know, having a male relationship
Right.
with a friend or
Right,
you know,
yeah, yeah.
family member or whatever. So I don't know, man, but I would say I guess within a 3-4 year mark,
Mm-hmm.
obviously we'd be a lot closer,
Right. Yeah.
and then it'd be more cerebral, I
Mhm.
suppose.
Yeah.
So I guess it'd be different, and then maybe it'll shift.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like, it's something really would have to happen with a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Because I'm a close friend, like I said. Like, I'm gonna never break up with them. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
right,
We gonna
yeah.
break up and then, like, I won't see you no more. Like,
Right.
we still keep in touch. It's been girlfriends where, like, I don't even talk to anymore. Like, if I
Mhm.
see them on the street, it's probably like a head nod
Yeah,
to
yeah.
black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's something to think about. You know what I mean? But, like, right now, it's family, friends,
Okay.
significant other.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. So, has there ever been a time in your life where that ranking was different?
No.
Okay.
Nah. It's always been yeah. It's always been like family, friends. But like I said, like I only have like maybe 2, 3 close friends,
Yeah.
possibly.
Mhm.
That I can name on the top of my head.
Very minute.
Hmm?
Very small.
Yeah, it's very small.
Yeah.
So like, and it's a reason they, like I said, they be my friends. Friends from like since I was like 13, 12.
Yeah.
You know, even something that's even later than that. But most of my cousins I consider like my best friends.
Yeah.
So my family's more like my best friends than my friends.
Yep.
And then I do have friends. Like I guess there's only like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So I couldn't rank them
Uh-huh.
ahead of them. Not especially not at this point. It have to be marriage. You know.
Okay. All right. So, which relationship out of those 3 is supporting you the most in your endeavors?
Right now, I would have to. That's a good question. It was a combination of family and friends. I had to have a significant other where, like an ex-girlfriend of mine, where she supported me a lot, and then, like we still friends. So sometimes I would still like call her on some ideas or whatever, or I let her read it.
Yeah.
She's unbiased.
Right.
Like she read it, she tell you, like, this stinks.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She'll let you know. You be like, man, you know, because it's your baby.
Right.
And you get mad and everything. But I mean, hey, she be on point. She helped me out with my first book, actually. She supported me through my first one, Love and Lust.
Yeah.
And she helped me with the cover or whatever this and the naming of it. And as far as like proofreading, help me proofreading and changing some words and stuff before I send it to like somebody that can edit it
Right.
or whatever like that. So she supported me a lot through it. But that's kind of like her forte, love.
Yeah.
She love to read and stuff like that. So you know, some people not really into like necessarily reading. They want you to read it to them. You know what I'm saying? Like she would read it and she was like happy to do it and
Yeah.
give feedback and send it to like people at her job. So she supported me a lot through that.
That's good. It's good thing it's small, so it's not like too much to read.
Exactly. Yeah. So it took me 45 minutes. Like you a speed read, it take you 22 minutes. You're like, man, on to the next Stephen King 300-page novel now. But yeah, and you know, family supports you. You know, obviously my mom, she buys 2 of each.
Right.
You know, I have some obviously friends through Facebook. The only problem is you go through family and friends, and then it's like, how do you branch out beyond that?
Yeah.
So how would I get somebody in, you know, New York or North Dakota, South Dakota, to end up, you know, getting it? And that's the thing that I'm trying to work on right now. Is just trying to branch out.
Yeah.
You know, they nationwide as opposed to like just your family and friends. You said this is say round up to 100 people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to, you know, I want to get to the 1,000 mark.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, like that. But
Well, I mean, maybe work on marketing.
I mean, the thing about it is, say, like, all I know right now is social media.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So you go through social media.
Yeah.
And then, like, when I've seen it in Facebook, I would say, it's coming out.
Right.
You get 100 likes and 200 comments. And you be like, it's available. And it's like crickets. You know what I'm saying? It's crickets.
Yeah, it's always weird when you gotta
but it's available. Like,
It's always-
all these people, you
It's
know?
always weird when you gotta sell stuff.
I know, right? And I did differently. I went to this little this media, Katie Keating. She does like, I got a website, loveandnonsense.com, and then I was even went to Arizona because I had a friend of mine, Laura Franklin, actually, who man, her design is crazy good. Like we used to, when we went to school together. Like her stuff always like it's so neat and just pretty. You know what I mean? Like mine was just kind of silly, and you know, I had to put these together, you know, bring people in as far as because it wasn't necessarily like the most beautiful like design ever.
Yeah.
You know, I just wasn't a good drawer or nothing like that, so I had to make mine more creative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But as far as like her, so I went and talked to her about it because she got like this whole little firm she got in Arizona. She kind of blowing up.
Yeah.
That little thing. Now she going into the whole what's the weed thing? I don't know the professional name for it now. But yeah.
Cannabis?
Dispensary. Cannabis dispensary.
Oh, cool.
So she got into that and then she designed a lot of that because a lot of people obviously they're getting into it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then so she hooked me with this little social media content thing, certain thing I tried out. And then so I had to pay for like the Katie King thing, and I found on Twitter. I said she hit me on Twitter, and then so she gave you a lot of contacts you can hit up, and then get on radio shows. So one actually hit me if I did 10. You know they talk 10, find one. So Cheryl Glickman, she's gonna be health and wellness. She does like a radio show.
Okay.
And then, so I do that in February 3rd, 2020. She had a available spot. So,
Nice.
So hopefully that helps out. And then I just try and find more. Hopefully something comes from that.
Yeah.
And then, you know, I can try and do more then I really try and branch out. Because that's what it was. I'm thinking about doing YouTube content too. I mean, that's just on the horizon. Thinking about it, but I haven't really necessarily put anything together. So we see how I go.
I mean, like, what are you thinking though? Like,
let's see. Okay, so basically, butt naked, oil up, right? You know what I mean? And then water flowing down. You know, dripping off my body. Now I'm just joking. But I'm talking about the whole water part.
It gives like recipes.
Baby oil up, somebody behind me rubbing me. And then when I read my poetry, I'm trying to do something about it. Like I'm not saying, but you know.
What's the old spice commercial?
That's just an idea. That's just an idea, you know. But yeah, I was thinking about like
Just a comedy.
just a comedy. I'm like, not over there. The sexy man. But that, and then just read some stuff. Just read some stuff off. But I was talking to this dude at the gym. I was talking to him. He was talking about like branching out, and I should do a YouTube because somebody else brought about YouTube. I'm like, yeah, you know, obviously it's really short. It's really short, sweet to the point. That's my book's pretty short, sweet to the point. So once I start reading, like it's over. Like I read one, then you go and say it probably take like let's say if I read one of 52 weeks in a year, and then I could probably read one a year. I mean one a week. I'm sorry, one a year. 1 week, right? 1 a week. So I'm thinking like I can do that, and then like, but if I read the whole book, then what's it even buy for? You know what I'm saying? So then he like, no, you can do like a blog thing, talk about your life. I'm like, I work and sleep. So I'm like, I slept today. I woke up. I'm still around, baby. I went to work. You know, I just did my job. I'm like, what's funny about that? You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know, man. So I always have to come up with content like every day. And I was so I was telling her, I was reading, I was looking at, I go on YouTube and I look at stuff because I was in the cologne body sprays. And like, you know, I got like in the buying a whole bunch of cologne. So they would have different colognes they would go over, and then they would go outside and like demonstrate what smells better, you know, Creed Aventus or Dior cologne, right? And then they'd be like, oh, well, this smells better. And they say, so what you see, the girls think this. You know what I'm saying? Or I could go out and read a poem, but who would sit there for 25 minutes, listen to me read, and tell me what's better. And they were like, could you read the first one again? I was like, you already forgot. Well, you know, the second one got me. I forgot what the first one said. But you know what I mean? But like, so I was thinking about, I don't know necessarily, but I have to brainstorm and try to put something together to see if it actually fit and then be where people will come back and want to watch it. You know, and try and get a following. But what I have to do is actually bring somebody on that has a following. And then I would have to go on their channel. They go on my channel, and then they gonna get 3 of my followers. I only got 3, and then so I'm saying like I'm more benefiting you than you benefiting me. So what you got? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but
I mean,
you know, we see though.
I mean, I got a channel.
Something to think about.
I got a channel,
right? And I'm on it. Like promoting. You know what I mean? But
but the thing is, so like, you know, for me, that's why I have guests on.
Right.
And it helps expand with it, because it's not just me with the marketing. Because when I share it and post and tag them in it, then they tell people, and then people look like, oh yeah, check out the episode I was in. And so that's people that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So then that expands out more for people to watch. Because the first episode I did, it has the most views. It was the one with spirituality versus non-spirituality with Miles.
Right.
And it's at like 125 right now, I think. And that's the most I have so far.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty sure that was like his whole congregation in church. Deacons know. You know, everybody in the church is his family.
Right. I know. Supposedly never support, but you know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
But they covered the whole audience.
I know, right? What was the first thing? You sold out. Oh,
Right. That shit was, yeah, I'm sorry, that was funny though. He was like,
always funny, dog.
yeah. But, yeah, no, so, yeah, but if you, I think the best thing to do, because it has to be something that you're passionate about. Like, I'm not saying you're not passionate about your poems, but I feel like you have a your humor is really, really, really good. So I feel like what you should do is you should learn how to like hone that and use it.
Alright.
And the thing is, you can either do like solos and then here and there bring people on, or you can just like if you find somebody that can be as your guest,
Right.
have them co-host with you.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Because the thing is, it makes it easier to get laughs when someone's laughing. Because it's kind of hard to just get a camera to laugh.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, having somebody there to do it, you're like, all right. So then you gotta get jokes, and then they're laughing with you. But you want to have somebody that's not gonna be laughing or trying to compete with you with the laughter.
So you think basically if I read my poems, they'd just be bored to death, like click, I'm getting off this, man, he ain't funny. But if I say cool, knock those in between, they might stay.
If you put it in between,
They might stay. You know?
joke it in an event. I mean, like, what is it, interlude?
Mm-hmm.
Joke interlude. Knock. No, back to the phone. Not up. But I say honestly, pick somebody that's gonna be like not fully opposite of you, but somebody that can at least keep you like toned,
I got you.
toned down. You can't just be joking the whole time. So when you do joke, she can like laugh and stuff, but then she still has to be the one to be like, let's get back to say the business and stuff, So I think that's, if anything, I say, probably think off of that. And then, and if you need somebody to brainstorm, I got you. Just hit me up.
Sound like a plan.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Next question. Okay. Which relationships out of the three has changed on you as you became more successful in your endeavors?
Well, let's wait 5-10 years because I'm still broke.
It doesn't have to be, you got to be rich right now.
Yeah.
But it's like all about, because the thing is, think about it, bro, you have 2 poem books out. That's it, but the thing is, like, even though you're not making money, but that still says something. Like, we're like, if we're sitting here if people go and like have like a checklist, just put on their chest,
Right.
the shit they've done. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm broke, but I'm doing things that people don't do. Like right now, I
guess
loans.
it's how you measure success.
Exactly, and success is more so about
most people measure monetary gain.
Nah. See, that's the thing. You can't do that. You gotta have a passion first, and then the finances
everybody
will
loves
come.
you when you're broke, baby. Right?
Of course they do.
No, actually, nobody follows you
Yeah.
when you're broke. It's when they think you're somebody. It's when they want to jump on the bandwagon, right? So I gotta get there first to see if anybody, if it changes all of a sudden. But nobody changed. It's just everybody's still the same. Like, as far as this, it's still no competing. It's like you broke, I'm broke, we all broke. We're still the same level now. It's like, you made it. Like. You never met your cousin from down the block. Like, well, we was related. Yeah, we just wait for it to blow up. Like, everybody's still the same. They still show love. They still show love.
Yeah.
They do feel like it's an accomplishment, it's a feat.
Yeah.
I know my dad would have been proud for sure. He thought I was successful.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
See, that's what I'm saying.
That was back in 2007 before I broke, but that was when I got my job at FedEx and felt I was successful. He was more about education.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was more into education.
Yeah. That makes sense though. My mom's like that too.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
But she still loves that I'm still mixing, because I'm still in school. So it's not like I just gave up on school. Like I'm still in school. So she's still happy about that. And then she's also happy because I'm still doing other stuff, you know what I'm saying, that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
And like she's always been supportive of everything I've done. Like I always she was the first one I would show my, like when I first started them, and I was like doing, like when I did the production one first, I was like talking to her about it first. Well, not first, because technically somebody was the one that fired me up to do it, but then she was definitely there, like one of the first ones. But then when I did this, I was like, I showed her the logo that I made And she was like, first, like one of the main people I showed was like, what do you think? And it was funny because she was like, oh, it has your Tuskegee colors. I'm like, it does? Like, I didn't even know that it had the school colors until she pointed it out to me.
That's dope.
Yeah, and I was like, that's crazy. And then when I started doing
Subliminal,
right, it was very. And then when I did the, when I published the clothing line, you know what I'm saying, it was official. I showed her. She was like, the first thing she said was, "How much are they?"
Okay.
You know, that's good. That's support. You know, like I love that. You know, and then she's been at every place. Well, maybe not the last like few. You know, she's getting.
Right.
You know, she's at that age. She's like, not doing so well, so she can't do as much. But like those first, at least 4 plays, she was there. And so yeah, man. So I'm always like happy that she supports me in any way. So.
Yeah. My family in Michigan.
Yeah.
And Vegas and Arkansas. So they have to pay a lot of money.
Right.
And then they, I get it for, I suppose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Watch an hour play, go back home. I mean, you know what I'm saying, but.
I mean, but she likes celebratory, you know?
Yeah.
That's how she
does some of the recording. The only thing is that, James don't really record his plays. And so that's when your friends.
Sometimes he does, but then at some point, it was like a recording one time. No, he does. Because he has them on YouTube.
Not the one I was in.
Oh, well,
I'm
yeah,
talking
not
about
the
the
I'm sorry. Not yet,
I see
sorry.
myself on big screen.
But we had a videographer for the first, I think the one I did was a videographer, but I think something happened with the recording. I forgot what happened to it.
Yeah.
I guess he lost it or something like that. So. But yes, but I don't know. I don't know. We might try to go in this time. I don't know. But you know, Jay-Z's cheap, so it's not gonna like obviously pay. It gotta be somebody who can just like do it for free. It has to be a friend. And then maybe you'll pay him.
We all know somebody that can sit there and be like, stop moving! You know what I'm saying? But
my first play that I was in and produced, it was 2 friends of mine from college, and they both traveled hours to come see me. And I didn't even know they were gonna come. Honestly, because I told people about it, of course, and then they just came. And I was like, damn, but 2 different days, of course. But I was like, that's wild, like y'all came through. You know, like I was like really like happy, like. So, it's just All right, so I was gonna say, but then like after, but the thing is like even after they come, Actually, you know what? I do have a question. So, how did your family feel about your first play though? Like just say you were gonna do it for your first one.
Yeah. They're like, oh, you trying to act now? Trying to be all Hollywood?
That sounds right.
I'm like, but I'm here to talk. No, but it was definitely nothing I wanted to pursue.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie. Like it was just back in the day.
Yeah.
Only thing I ever kind of thought pursuing was modeling, only because people was putting that in my head.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? And then like I went to like one, and then I rejected. I was like, nah, I'm good for that. You know what I mean? But it was just nothing I really wanted to pursue. And then I came out here, obviously like everybody's like, oh, you might act,
Yeah.
And then it got in writing, and then so I went to this one networking little party or whatever, and then everybody come up, you act, I'm like I'm an author, they be like, oh, and they walk away. Like nobody want to hear about writing an author, you know what I'm saying? Then so it's like, and then so, but they'll tell me about, I produced this, something about it's out of space. And then is this guy, he the only one that can breathe out of space, and then so he the only one that don't need this protective suit. So what happens is that he forget that other people need it. So he be like, come with me. They go, and then everybody be dead. And he's like, oh snap, I forgot to get the protective suit. So they go back, and then go back, and they be like, what happened to what's his name? He got lost in space, dog. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, what you mean? He be like, he wanted to venture off. I know black hole got him. They be like, what you talking about? And then he be like, well, anyway, we need to manufacture these suits so they can breathe. They be like, but you can breathe. What made you special? He be like, I don't know. I'm just special, man. And then so it was just a weird concept, but I mean, like that's the thing. They tell you the story, and then they just walk away, like you know what I mean. But like there was like a lot of people that come to me and tell me about like little things that they working on.
Yeah.
And then they be like, oh yeah, so you write? I be like, yeah. So and then I get into what I write, and I look, I'm by myself. Like, oh, and you want to hear about what I write about? It's like me in the movies, you ain't acting. Yeah. I ain't trying to hear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I was, man. But but then, JT, he asked me like previously to be in one. And I was like, no, if that's the I ain't gonna lie, I was more nervous about remembering the stuff to say.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I would be in front of people and then looking into the crowd like, oh snap. Y'all want me to say something? So then I decided to go ahead and do the one.
Yeah.
And then it was really fun. And like, I didn't realize how many people, take it so serious. And I thought it was just like a play. People just like, we do our thing.
Play around.
But you know what I'm saying? Play around and like just have fun. But they be like, they're like, no, you will not do that to mom. I love her. And he's like, leave me alone, brother. And then he's like, so dramatic, right? And I was like, and I'm looking like, man. And they be all into the script like, oh, yes. Hold on, no, that's not it. You will not run away from me. I love her. No, that's not it. You be like, man, they like this. They real about this. So I can't be joking because I realized how serious about it. So I was like, let me tone down and try and get it serious. I've never been serious them because that's like they lively. This they want to do this. They passionate. Yeah. But you know what I'm saying? I just try to get a little bit of their level and try to take it much serious because they take it so serious. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I like, this is a joke. You'll never make it. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it was fun, man. The camaraderie, man. Just talking to people and like the different things they've been in and the things that they like to do and love and why they love doing what they do. And why they pursuing it. You know what I'm saying? Just for the love of the game, man. So, ended up being really cool, man. I appreciated being around it. And so I ended up doing the second with Miles. Even though I played a 70-year-old man and I looked 12.
Yeah, that was very weird.
You know what I'm saying? You can dress old, but you still look 12. Like, you look like a 12-year-old dressed in an old man's suit. You know what I'm saying? And so I thought that
we still couldn't, and we never did get this break.
I know. I still look young. So that was the only thing I was I'm mumbling. It was just amazing to me. I'm just to this day. And he didn't want to change my age, like to 52 or 40.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At least, unbelievable. He wanted me to stay 70. So I'm like a 12-year-old looking guy, and a 70-year-old man, and I'm going to be having a heart attack. Like, he's supposed to be the best shape of his life. What is he doing? Dying on stage. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming like, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, you could have been in shape and you could have been a smoker. That would have been the only excuse for you having a heart attack.
Yeah, but I didn't smoke throughout the play.
Yeah, that's what should have happened.
But I
should have agreed because you were in shape, so it couldn't make no sense.
But I was straight. I had on a suit. Yeah. I was like straight laced. I was all like, your grandmother would love this, and the grandmother was all in the church, and we was like best friends forever. So I was one of the best dudes in the world because she trusted me with her estate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just thought that was odd. But I mean, I had fun. Playing like a 100-year-old man, still looking like this. You know what I'm saying? It should have been called the vampire lawyer or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sadie's boys and the vampire lawyer. But
so you tried it.
It was fun though. I had fun. You know what I'm saying? I had fun.
That's all that matters, though. It's all about enjoying yourself and making networking and stuff. So.
Exactly.
Okay, so so within those three relationships, which one are you more willing to support yourself? Like support them whenever they yourself?
Well, I'm trying to make sense of this.
Yeah.
I probably would say significant other because I do think you kind of have to prove something. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I probably would show more support. For them, they want to do something like I'm there. And let's be real, I probably would be with them a lot more than with family and friends. My mom, she's 62, so I mean, like, what is she gonna necessarily do now? Like, you need my support. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then as far as like, friends, I mean, if they do something, I'll show up, I'll be there. But you know what I'm saying? And I'm sure they're not gonna need me to lean on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna be they fallback. So but my significant other, I will fall, you want me to catch them. You know what I'm saying? So I'll most likely encouraging words and stuff like that. Obviously if I'm doing something, if they need some little advice, or we could just brainstorm with each other, try to make each other better, for each other. Yeah. So most definitely that would probably be a significant other, though. You know what I mean? So because the amount of time we spend together.
Yeah, that makes sense. And does it help build a good foundation? And once you build the foundation, you know what I'm saying, then it'll grow.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's good.
Most definitely.
Okay. So, like name-wise, who specifically is in your circle?
Well,
Names.
my cousin James,
Okay.
James Anthony Smith.
Okay.
I believe my mom, Kim Savage.
That's just a cool name.
Yeah. Yana K. And Amanda Black. Michael Brown. Keith Smith. Sharon Smilson. You know, she always like a bear Wilson and Smith because she has no Keith Smith wife. You know what I'm saying? Those probably would be my ride or dies right now. You know what I'm saying? Probably my number one supporters. I believe Cheverro Savage, my pops, even though he passed, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? He was always in my corner.
Right.
You know. And obviously, just the host of family and friends. I mean, I ain't gonna name every single cousin.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But most definitely James and Keith. You know what I'm saying? Obviously my mom, pops, my grandmother, Jacqueline Wiggins.
Right.
Shit, Amelia Wiggins too, my cousin. You know. Now I'm trying to think now. Oh, Shirley Savage. Mine, she did something really dope. So she had all my pop side of the family like getting like buy both my books, and then we did like a whole she did like a book club, and then like they all talked about what they liked and you know what I'm saying, say what they liked, what they didn't like, or whether they didn't like something, and then I talked about it, and they asked me questions and stuff. So it was like a 5-way conversation. Like it was like 7 people on the phone, like a whole group conversation, and so that was pretty cool, man. I appreciate that. We didn't get into the love and lust when we talked about broken marriage, but
yeah, I'm pretty sure that one hit home.
yeah, it did. She was in it. She was in it. She's the one that called me, and I just used her real name in the store.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She doesn't know. I changed a lot of names, but she's the only one I used her name. I didn't even think about it. I just wrote it as it was, because her name is Shirley, and who believes Shirley's a real name? No, I'm just Shirley. Yeah, but I'm saying, but it's so. But you would think it was a made up name also. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't necessarily believe, like, I guess, like, you know, people, if your name's Todd, like they be like, oh, he probably made it up. His name's pretty like Craig. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Sure, it sounds like an old name though. It sounds like an aunt name. Like literally an aunt.
But maybe people do. Like I don't know if they people like, you know, that's probably his real not aunt's name. But I mean, you know.
You have an uncle named Mike?
I do.
Everybody has an uncle named Mike.
But you know what I'm saying? You probably say Billy Bob. Like
that's a weird name though.
That's a weird name. So then you would think that's probably.
That's like, yeah, it's definitely white.
Like, but yeah, that's why you would use it. Nobody did it.
Right.
You know,
you're right, but you look mixed, so it's probably right.
Right. Touch your sister. I don't even have a sister. But yeah, she did that, man. I thought that's pretty dope. Yeah, and then we spoke through the love and lust, but it was just a lot of people really couldn't get together the time she was trying, and then it just kind of like fell through. But we did the first one, man. It was pretty cool. And I don't know if necessarily everybody was really comfortable talking about the content in Love and Lust.
Yeah.
It's real sexual, and it has like really nice, beautiful sexual language. So you know what I'm saying? It's probably like people repeating and stuff. But actually, like some of the author readings I did, like especially like the I don't want to say cougars.
Yeah.
I'm a cougar. I like by the woman my age. I'm a cougar.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but I'll say the mature women.
Okay.
As far as like, you know, they really liked it. They was really into it. The crowd. But it wasn't really like a young crowd that I did. But then when I have spoken to the young crowd, it's more like jokey joke with them, and it's funny. But with them, it's more like, ooh, so what's up?
Sounds about right.
Like, so you talk about it, can you be about it? You know, they want to know what you talking about. They like, how you do? How I do? Like, what? You did say it right here. You said that about me. But you know what I'm saying? They want to know if it's really real. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I thought it was fun though. Then it was actually one author reading I did. where Broken Mirror, I told him I wrote some poems and I told him about as far like my dad influence in the book, and his passing, and then how we going to it, and then there's this one guy, he was asking me about death, like how you handle it, who'd you talk to? You know, first I'm thinking like I was talking, then I was thinking like, man, he asked a lot of questions about, you know what I'm saying? But you know, it kept going. I was like, all right, cool. And then so I had this one guy who read it, because he already read it and he just showed up for the reading, but they were brand new. They were in a store and came in and just let me read it. And then he was talking about a poem I reminded him of his grandmother. And they kind of find out at the end of the reading, everybody was done. When they purchased the book, he was saying that his sister passed 2 weeks ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then so that's why it really hit home for him. So he was like, really, he was asking the question like, because he really wanted to know.
Yeah.
And it didn't hit me that like, you know what I'm saying, something probably happened to do you wouldn't want to know.
Right.
It was Charlotte who pointed out, like, I could tell like he was really wanting to know.
Yeah.
I thought it was just question just to kind of like, you know, how people just, you know, just linger on or whatever. But yeah, so it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized like it probably could help people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As he been through like death or lost someone or you know, just trials and tribulations in life, man.
Yeah.
So that was at least something, man. I was kind of touched by that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then I hope that, you know, book helped him a little bit, helped him cope.
Yeah.
You know, and one girl, she like I had a book inspired. I had one poem my mom inspired, and she really liked that one, so she had purchased because of that poem.
Oh, nice.
So it was something in there for everybody that was there that it hit home for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was appreciative of that.
Yeah, that's good. That's great.
That was cool. I appreciate it.
Okay, so with the circle you named, has that changed at any time? Like, have you ever had, was the like kind of like a different for certain people, and then like other people came in, somebody fell off, or?
You said the circle?
Yeah. Has it always been the same?
Yeah, it's pretty much always been the same.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, like, well, I came out California in 2004, so I didn't know nobody. So as far as like my California circle, yeah, that's changed a lot.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's always been something new. I would say, like JT been kind of a constant. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we weren't really close, but then when he got in like tough flag football, and then he talked all this mess on social media. So I gotta troll him sometimes, you know. I mean, like, you shut up. He write novels, dog. Like,
He would write the most.
Yeah, he was like, he could just say what he had to say in 3 words. But he decided to do 1,075. Because I counted 1, 2, 3, 4. I copied and pasted. 1,075. You can say it in 3 words. Like, I love her. But he had to, you know, I guess he had to write, you know, everything. And but it never was like, why? It was basically like the whole definition of love.
Right.
But why do you love her? Well, let me get to that. So anyway, you love me. What? No, but
she's like a general statement.
Ellis,
is me.
I'm telling you. And I was in the flag football community.
Yeah.
You know, I meet friends from there, and then you know what I'm saying, we hang out or we don't.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, that's been a constant. But it's mainly just you know, a lot of them are just like football friends. You play football with them, like we call each other on the phone, like, what you doing this weekend? Nothing, man.
Yeah.
So you watch the game last night?
Yeah. You're gonna be like that when you're older though.
Yeah. I do got a couple friends that I meet at the gym that, you know, we go there every day and we just become friends and maybe hang out, talk to each other on social media and stuff like that. But obviously out here it changed a lot, but as far as like from back at the crib, yeah, it's the same cast, man.
That's good.
Same cast.
I'll say for me, I mean, my circle wise, you know, pretty much the same. I would just say maybe like with me doing the show, the certain relationship I've had has changed.
Right.
I had a cousin who she's my auntie on my mom's side, and like we have a big age gap, so we did not grow up around each other. And then like, he's been like out of state for years and stuff, and you know, so it's like never been like a close relationship between us. But now he's like out here permanently, you know what I'm saying, staying with my auntie and they're he has a child, and so it was like 4th of July, so my auntie had invited us over, and you know, she is a great supporter of me, Yeah, and so she actually shared it with him, the show, because the other cousin, his little brother, we're like a week apart, and so we grew up like very close, and so we're cool. So we already knew, like I was already hitting him up about doing it, you know, but him, you know, not really.
Mm-hmm.
But I was surprised because when we was at the 4th of July thing, he was talking to me about it, and I was just like, "Oh, you've seen it?" He was like, "Yeah, my mom put me on it."
Right.
I was like, "Oh, word?" He's like, "Yeah, usually I don't watch YouTube channels, but like you got something special, you know, going on." And like he's just like was like really like talking to me about it, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's like thinking about it like as like kind of like an OG, you feel me? Like coming out of nowhere to like talk to me about something like that, like life and stuff, you know. And then like he was like giving me pick your brain on some stuff. So I was like, yeah, all right, cool. So I sat down and was like, let's talk. You know what I'm saying? I'm always wanting to talk. You feel me? And just like it was like just kind of like, you know, interesting to like have that cousin be the one to be like, let's talk, and open up me, ask some questions, you know. And he was even giving me advice about, you know, doing because like I'm gonna be doing these midweekly rants.
Okay.
And so he was the first person to tell me I should start doing something like that. Because at first he was saying just do solos, and I was like, nah, I don't want to just do solos. Because I tried that. I started with that, but that was like, let me just do it with people. And then so he was like, yeah, but you know, at some point, you know, like maybe like add something or something like that. So I was like, so all right. First I was down for it, but then I was like, no, maybe we just add into it. Because I like read that, you know, more content helps, but it doesn't have to be like the same thing, you know. So I felt like just like the midweekly rants are kind of like me giving my personal opinion about stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because on the shows, you know, episodes, you know, we're talking about the guests, of course.
Right.
And so the thing is, like with the rats, it's basically just me talking about my opinions about stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't want it to be like simple things, because I never do simple things. Like, see how like the stuff we're talking about is more personal, and you're passionate about these things.
Right.
I'm not the type to be like, let's talk about what happened this week on this show or whatever. Like I remember someone was saying I should like talk about current shows. I was like, I don't even watch these shows. Like, how
about power. Let's talk about
yeah,
power.
I don't even watch. Cause I choose.
They ain't gonna live.
I choose not to bandwagon.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the thing is, all I have to do is watch social media and listen to people, and I can learn about the shows. Because it's like everybody talks about the episodes.
All spoilers.
Bro, there's no point in me watching these shows and everybody's gonna tell me. I was like, I don't even like that. Like, I like to watch stuff that nobody sees. I mean, there are certain things I watch that, you know, because the thing is, me and my brothers and my cousins and stuff, we like to watch a lot of shows together, and we'll talk about them, you know, like, and so like that helped, you know, that's cool, and you know, and we even like have like a group meeting with some other people, other friends. It's an anime group meeting, and so we were like, we'll share anime stuff that we like, just like, you know, shows that we like watch and like, and we're like, hey, you guys should check this out, or we'll like talk about episodes that came out, like you guys should watch it. And it's like, you know, anytime like people haven't watched it, so we're like, all right, I'm not gonna spoil it, you know. And then, you know, you do the whole like DM thing, like, and talk to this person on the side about the episode, whoever watched it. But yeah, and then we even do every so often we'll get together and like watch like movies, like you know. And so it's like, you know, it's like cool little group, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like those are the things that I can do, you know, like, because I even thought about doing like a group on just anime in general, just like a group episode. Right. And so I can do those. Or even just like sci-fi stuff, like, you know, I like sci-fi. Or like, you know, because even, you know, comic book stuff, whatever. So I can do all that. But like I said, I don't really care about the bandwagon stuff. It's kind of just weird to me. And then just even just like regular, like, I don't do politics. I hate politics, bro. Somebody told me to do politics, bro. I don't like politics. It makes no sense to me. Because the thing is, politicians are always going to talk and never do what they say. It don't matter who it is. Think about it. Even Barack Obama didn't do everything he said.
But they gotta get elected somehow.
I know, that's the thing. But the thing is, I don't vote. I don't.
You the reason why we so in such a messed up situation, because you don't vote, man.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I would.
Hey, I voted for Barack Obama twice.
See, the thing is, the first time, I wasn't even of age yet, that's why. The first time it happened, I was still 17. It was like the year of 18. No, actually, no, it was 17.
Gotcha.
I actually did work the polls, though, because I was in high school, so I worked the polls for the...
You probably like, don't vote.
You funny, no, you're not gonna say that. I mean, in high school, I actually was like, just, you know, it's Barack. I had a shirt. I had a whole shirt here. And because I wasn't at school that day, my cousin wore the shirt I got. It was a cool shirt somebody made, so it was like pretty unique. But my cousin was wearing that and wearing it to school that day. But I just worked the polls, you know what I'm saying? And it was, you know, it was fun. You know what I'm saying? But as I've gotten older, I've learned to realize that a lot of it is kind of just pointless.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say that certain things aren't important to hold on. Like what is it? The propositions and stuff.
Proposition 8. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet that's all you know.
I don't say. I don't know Proposition 8, but it was the one with rent control. And it didn't go through, so they could just keep raising the rent. But that was one I wanted to, I don't know, the 8 or 10. But I wanted that one not to pass, but it passed.
I mean, those are the ones I would most likely, you know what I'm saying, be involved with. It's just, I guess at this time it's kind of hard because the thing is that it's like when I'm in school, like honestly, we don't learn about nothing in real life. Like there'll be so much stuff going on in my life nobody knows about at school. Like, cause the thing is, all we deal with is school. Cause like you know, we're basically in medical school, so we're focused on that.
Yeah.
We like, cause the thing is like I'm at the point where I'm just like in the clinic mostly all the time. And so like, when you're in that, you're trying to focus on graduating, and getting your hours, getting your credits and stuff. Graduating, working under somebody afterwards.
Get your plug in.
Yeah, give him a plug in.
And the talks.
Some good water. Good Najee talk water.
Right.
Special stuff.
I know.
But yeah, so all right. But yeah, we don't really know about stuff because people always focus on like what they're trying to do in the future.
Right.
Because I know a lot of people that like that I was talking to about like what do you be doing for fun, and they're like, I'm just trying to get done.
Like I make my own jewelry, baby.
Yeah, I have stuff like that going on. I know a friend.
I'm saying, this right here, did you make this?
No, I didn't make this though. I didn't make this, but I have a friend. Plug Douglas Design. My guy Douglas Design.
Right.
He goes to the TV, so my guy. And then me and him and Don work together at Radio Shack. But yeah, like, he's like really good. Like he does really stuff really good. I'm gonna plug you when stuff can tell. But yeah, no, he's really dope. Like he be in downtown LA at the Art Walks. Okay. And then he even has a shop now out there. So it's pretty cool.
All right.
But people are only worried about their future in school or even just school period because they're just focused because we don't get big breaks. Yeah. So it's like year round basically there the whole time. And so we just focus on school and we're focused on getting out. That's literally it. No one talking about real life stuff at all. Really don't.
Yeah, getting out. Getting out.
That's all it is though. But it's like when I get back to like real life with people, people talk about things, and then it's like, oh, that's interesting. I'm learning this because I don't know. But I think that of course when I get old enough, I mean not old enough, I'm crazy, 28. Like I'm a child. When I hit 35.
Yeah, you're grown.
When I hit 35.
Alright.
But when I'm done, and I got like, when I'm focused on, I got the career and stuff, doing it. I'm most likely gonna, focus on those things and learn about it and stuff, and be like, just certain things to vote on. Because I'm gonna be a citizen. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be contributing to society, not just a student. Right. I'm gonna be making money contributing to society. So I felt like at that point, I kind of would want to be more a parent. You know what I'm saying? Knowledgeable of these things.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Okay. All right. So, has anybody ever doubted you? When you decided to pursue your just coming to California, did anybody ever doubt you?
Well, no. Well, first of all, nobody just wanted me to go.
Yeah.
It was silly. I got done with. I was in school in Arizona, and I had my own spot, living life, whatever.
Yeah.
And then so my mom was like, "Come back to Michigan, boy." So I was like, "All right." So I went back to Michigan. She had all these rules and regulations, and I wasn't used to. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
Being in the house before 11. What are you talking about?
That's always crazy.
Couldn't have company and stuff. So that was really one of my motivations because I wanted my independence.
Right, of course.
And then so I just had the opportunity to come out here. I kind of jumped on it.
Right.
It was kind of shaky in the beginning. You know what I mean? And it worked out.
Right.
And I'm getting promoted at FedEx and stuff. And then I was able to get my money and then get a place of my own. And then, it just kind of went on from there. So real life was on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, no, actually pretty much, the only thing is like when I talked about writing a book, 'cause I talked about it.
Yeah.
People was like, well, you can talk about it all day long.
Right, yeah.
But you gotta do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then so I was like, you got a point. You know what I'm saying? Talk about it all day. We can talk about it all day long. But you know what I'm saying? And so, I actually had the time. at one point in time. At the time, and then you know, just put it together. The hardest part, that was either going through like self-publishing or writing, like traditional publishers to see if they'll publish your stuff, or going through a vanity press. And then so as we Googled some authors or whatever, and found some people on Facebook, and they was giving me advice, and they told me to go to Amazon, create space.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
A friend of mine did the same thing.
And at that time, they had like a whole outlier where you could pay like $700 or whatever. So it was like $7,000 to $1,000.
Yeah.
And then obviously you send them a manuscript, they do the cover, they do all that stuff, put it together. Now you pretty much gotta buy. You gotta make your own cover.
Right.
They do covers for you, but you gotta do it yourself.
Right.
And they give you a template.
Okay.
And it's like the most basic designs you ever see. It's like a tree, some grass, and some dirt with a walkway. What would the walkway be called? A trail.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like a tree, grass, and a trail. And that'd be your book cover. And you'd be like, what you gonna call this book? The like trees, grass, try. I don't know, whatever you know what I'm saying. But you can't name it. I can, you know what I'm saying. I just looked at them. I was like, yo, this is so basic. And you got the pretty waterfalls with the flowers coming up and stuff. I don't know what would you name that? The Sunshine Day? I don't know. but other than that, it was just that was the hardest part though. And so I took her advice and went the create space route. Yeah. And then self-published. And then when it first came out, she was like, "Oh man, like this is the first cover." I had changed the cover 3 times. That's the so it was the first one. This is the last cover. Okay. And now I changed the picture on the back. Right. Twice. No, 3 times. Well, twice. Yeah. I didn't know it was 3 times. I changed the cover. I mean the back of the book. So then I was hell bent on trying to be get with a traditional publisher. Yeah. Because I wanted to feel all legit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People ask you, who you published by? You like, traditional. They kind of like, oh well, maybe one day you make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it lead up. Yeah. So I let that kind of bother me. So then I did some emailing, and then one got back to me, Dark Hollows Press, so they actually published it like 3-year contract, and then they went on to like better things as far as like. My words probably like 500, 700 words total. Yeah. So they only publishing like 20,000 words in our books. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So obviously mine didn't fit the criteria. Right. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go back to self-publishing again. Then they took their cover because they did the whole cover and everything. So I had to rebrand it and all that stuff. So and then I was gonna do the same thing in Broken Mirror, but I just found like being self-publishers. It's better for me. Right. It's the only thing is like you gotta market yourself. But even when I was with them, it wasn't like they went out there and marketed like crazy. It was the same thing I did. They threw it on Facebook and some other stuff. And even though they had followed on Dark Hollow Press, they would talk about it a little bit. But then after like 2 months, it's pretty much irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Just fades. So it's pretty much up to you to try and keep it going. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So. My biggest thing is trying to get on like, little talk shows or like the radio show I'm gonna do next year and just talk to a broader audience. I mean, that's really what they gotta do. That's like, I mean, that's one thing you have to, it's literally, because that's one thing I learned when it came to like, when I would watch, you watch a lot of talk shows and you see basically the only reason why the people come on the shows is because they have something new to talk about. And it's like, okay, like, you know what I'm saying, like just how you have something in the pub, like, and so I do that with everybody that has stuff. But not everybody has stuff. Right. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, like, they always have people come on and they're like, okay, I got a movie out or I got a book out or something, and they talk about it. And that, and that's pretty much the reason why they come on the show. It's like to be like, let me market my thing and like let everybody buy it or come see it. It's very true, because honestly, if I didn't have my books, I'd be doing this talk show shirtless. So I'd just be like, what are we talking about now? What is this? So you want to know how I did this? But luckily, you said like, dude, like it's literally 17 degrees outside. And I don't even have the heat on, man. You came in like this. Are you don't want a blanket? You don't want a robe or anything? No, I'm good. Like you be like, oh, it's been 10 minutes. So anyways, nice meeting you. Go ahead and you can leave now. The interview's done. Like this been captured quick, huh? Oh man, this guy. Yeah. But yeah, luckily I had a little content. You know what I mean? Talking about this, like I said, unless we talk about my little calisthenics, what I do at the crib, and what I do at the gym.
I mean, maybe you should. I don't know. It's gonna. I don't know. I guess. Well, I guess for your talk show.
I actually did one talk show called Naked Man, but it was like, but you know how like you have like so the table be here, and like I will eventually stand up. You're like a bet. I bet he got something under that. I bet he not.
Yeah, the whole time. Imagine talking. Talking about something serious though. You like talking about something serious the whole time, but they're like trying to guess.
Exactly. I stand up. I might be naked. I might not be naked. You don't know. I might have drawers. I might not. So, you know what I'm saying? So like today, what would he have on? So it's 50-50. So somebody win a lot of money. Right. Somebody go broke.
And then you guys would like, hey, you should watch it because we don't know what's gonna happen. It's spirit. We don't know what's gonna happen. You might have some weird draws on.
I'll tell you. Come on, like Martin Depp Comedy Jam. That might be too old for some people that probably ain't seen that part of the Depp Comedy Jam when he came out with the socks. But you know, some people.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, no, back in the day, that man, I remember the funniest one was I can't think of his name. The one that passed away, King of Comedy that passed away.
Bernie Mac.
Yeah, Bernie Mac had those jeans.
They be having them loud shirts, man.
Yo, the biggest shirts, biggest pants, and they're just so outrageous. Those pants.
Man, back in the day, baggy was the thing. Now, like everything, I can't buy nothing baggy if I tried. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything, man. They're like, why you wearing tight clothes? That's all they sell. I like, you go something. Like, I would literally have to get something like, I once, just because they had them outside, I wanted something baggy.
Yeah.
I once got like a 38, just so it could be baggy on me. That's how I was baggy. And I used to get double XL everything. Now I'm trying to change it more like the European look.
Yeah.
Everything be them, everybody slim fit, you know what I'm saying? But like I was still in that baggy stuff. And I didn't want to cross over at the time. That was evil. You know what I'm saying? But you know, now, like, I mean, you know, opposite sex like it, so you gonna jump on board. I mean,
I used to wear
they was like, boy, you got the best cardboard box I ever seen. I want to give you some. I would live in a cardboard box that's the prettiest brown box you ever seen. You know what I'm saying? They be like, who cares? You ain't got no money and don't eat and you're now malnourished. I'ma still love you. Like what? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who would? Everybody be in cardboard boxes, like, you know what I'm saying? They still love it though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's like when everybody say, why you walk with a lip? I get girls though. All right. You know, that's always the answer. That's always the comeback. You know, it's the comeback. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I be. Look at a cardboard box. You see my girlfriend?
That's so funny.
Oh, so true though. It's crazy.
Oh man.
Crazy.
I love how we're in a day and age where it's not as necessary to have as much, like things like like cars, like expensive cars and shit like that, whatever. You know what I'm saying, for women wise. Because the thing is, I mean, because at the same time they're making their own money too, so it's not just about us. And then, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with having a car, of course. But the thing is, like, it's fine with like, so if you have a car and you have a place, you know, you're good. Like, you're stable. So if you're stable, they like that. You have a good job, consistent job, you have a car, you have a house, and you have a place. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that's good enough.
So you would think so. Most of the time it is. Some people, some of them still want to see how heavy your wallet is. You know what I'm saying? Let me see your cards. Then I'm black. I gotta go.
That shit's weird. I don't do those. I like women that can just like do normal stuff. Like my first day would just be go to the beach. Like it's easy and cheap, and then you can figure out how cool they are from that.
You know, like I'm gonna make a whole sandcastle and we can live in it. Just me and you.
No, like I want to get in the sand. Honestly, all I do is I'll go to Venice. You know, Venice is a nice walk, a nice boardwalk. Go there. You know what I'm saying? Drink talk the whole walk, and then address people and stuff.
And burn cardio.
Exactly at the same time. You're not gonna let either. You want to see if she can keep up? Like, nah, lazy. I'm serious. I had a girl I had told her about hiking. She said she'd never been sure she would try, right?
Right.
And then we were going to the museum, and so I didn't park close, of course. On purpose? But, no, I wasn't trying to pay. I she was like, I know we trying to find a spot. She's just like, I'll pay. I'm like, nah, it's good.
You was like, have a big day to pay. I only got
alright. So going back on to talking about just saying it or doing it, and so for me, I feel like because originally I was asking people what I wanted to see the solo for the show. Originally, that's all I wanted, and so people weren't really helping me with topics.
Right.
And so it kind of made it hard, Yeah. But then so when I decided let me have people come on the show and talk about things they're passionate about within the topics that I want to talk about,
Exactly.
Because if they're blamed, that's good. There's nothing wrong. It doesn't have to be specifically one topic, but as long as it's in the, that umbrella, we're good. And so that worked out easier. And then so as it's been progressing and being, much more and more successful, now that I decided to say, oh, let me do some solos, I'm asking people now, what topic should I talk about, And I'm getting so much more feedback this time. And it's just weird. I'm like, what was this before, But I think the reason why is because before I didn't know it was just hearsay, just saying, oh, I want to do this. Because people always say, I'm going to do this. Oh, I want to do a talk show. I want to do a podcast. And then, they don't do it. They're like, oh, this and that. It's not working out, or, we got to do this. Or I haven't decided, because even when I did my first production, someone was like, just start. Just get it done, get your name in there, get the logo, everything, and do it. And then I was like, all right. And then so after that, and then when I did this one, it was there was no second guessing. It was I even put it in my story, I'm thinking about maybe getting, back to talking because I enjoyed it. And someone was like, oh yeah, a friend of mine from high school was like, oh, I'm thinking about doing a podcast. You want to get on it? All right, cool. And I was like, so when you gonna start? And he's like, oh, end of the summer. Cause I had to do the get confused and stuff, situation, whatever. Summer. Okay, well just let me know. And he's like, all right. So and then but now I was like, man, you know what? I'm just gonna start. Cause I already had that fire in me from before. My first shot was done. I was like, so I already know what to do. Every decoration and everything that goes with it was already made with the first one. And so the second one came, which is a lot simpler. I mean, going into a different field with the show, with doing YouTube. Because the thing is, this changes, I'm just talking, what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's a lot that goes with this. Because I basically decided my brother doing the videography, and then, my roommate, Evian, doing the music, but, music's done. But basically, it's me, me just doing everything and talking to people and promoting and advertising and marketing and being persistent about getting people on the show and just being you know what I'm saying? And the thing is and it'd be so many times where people just things just happen. And they're like, you know what, I can't make it this time. Cool. I'm cool with that. There's never gonna be an issue. I'm very patient.
Yeah.
And the thing is you have to be patient and you have to be persistent to do these type of things.
Sure.
And the thing is you gotta be if you wanna get on, yeah, let's talk about it, let's see. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it's I get people to be just let me know when you're gonna do it. And I'll come on, and we'll talk about whatever. I'm like, it doesn't work that way. I'm gonna have questions for you, but I wanna have a topic based off of you.
Right.
I don't want it to be off of me or stuff I wanna talk about. I want it to be off of you and what you wanna talk about, because I know everybody's gonna bring in different things they're passionate about. So when you have a passion, there's more of an authenticity to the conversation. And the thing is, it be times when it's just and then even with the conversation, it makes it more gets me to learn more about you. You know what I'm saying? Or gets me to open up about myself. So it becomes a whole me just talking to a talking to a counselor or something like that, whatever. So it all kind of works out, kind of my little venting. So
yeah, exactly.
And the thing is, like, I was like, and I enjoy it. But then at the end of the day, I still have to do all the, the editing and the marketing, and it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta do it. And I just like have like calendar that has specific days to do certain things. Mm-hmm. And so as long as I follow that, I'm good. And I make sure I upload every Sunday. So the thing is like, it can be consistent. And then with the rants, that's gonna be new. So I have to like for everything that goes with that. But hopefully I can eventually move into it. You know what I'm saying? Just basically just doing a recording in the middle of the week. So it shouldn't be too hard to do since I've done it before, whatever. We'll see how it goes. but I mean it's enjoyable to be like, let's do something new. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, I'm doing the show already. So then I was like, let me try something else with it and add on to it. And even with like the, we having products to sell. All right. So next question: If you were to give advice to someone struggling to realize who is truly supporting them, what would you tell them?
Repeat the question.
If you were to give advice to someone who was struggling, trying to figure out who was truly on their side, like supporting them in a circle, what would you tell them?
So it's basically just trying to find out who's real and who's fake.
Right.
Interesting. Ask for money. Like, hey man, look man, I just need like this quick 200. To help me get my feet wet, get my stuff together. Once I do that,
okay,
and then I can pay you back so that everything get rolling.
Yeah, that says a lot though. Financial, so definitely.
That's what I'm saying though. Like the only thing I can think of. Most people, people like, hey, come do this, come do that. They'll most likely do it, but when they actually got a support,
yeah,
like it's just like if I got something going on, and I be like, hey, come to my show, it's a $50 ticket. Same situation.
Yeah.
Come support the show. Come support the show.
Yeah, because I've definitely, because that's true. Because like for me, I have a few people that I will financially support. And not a lot, but here and there, little stuff. But I know they'll pay me back, and so I'm not worried about it. I know you're gonna pay me back at some point, so we're good. But when there's times when I'm struggling, I'm like, because it doesn't happen a lot. Because I always have somebody that's always have a circle that's gonna support me financially if I need it. But if it's like I'm trying to like kind of like just go out of that circle, those people, and just like ask for something from them that I've been supporting financially here and there, and it always ends up like, oh, I don't have it. That's how because it's always like every time I give them money, they'll say, oh yeah, if you need something, let me know. They always say that.
Exactly. I need something. Oh, I know he's really gonna come back.
Right, yeah. And it'd be small, like 20 or whatever. Something might be not even big. Mm-hmm. And then it'd be like, I ain't got it. But the thing is, that explains why they always need it. Because they're really bad at keeping money.
I guess so.
They're really bad, so that's why they're always asking for money. And so, of course, they're not going to have extra
what
money.
they going to do is like, okay, so eventually people going to say no to them. What are they going to do then? Like, they got to have another hustle.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they burn their bridges, and then where do you go from there?
But the thing is, I'm saying, not because it's not about burning bridges. Because I mean, there are people that do that, of course. But I'm saying for the people that don't burn them, they're just saying, they're asking for money. They'll pay you back though. You will get your money.
I'm saying like the cat that you loan money.
Yeah.
And then when you need help, they won't help you.
Yeah.
So when they need help, are you gonna help them now? You never help me. Why would I help you?
The thing is, the type of person I am, I'm gonna be supportive. And because
now you're just being taken advantage of, and they're using you.
Well, the thing is, I would say it's more taking advantage of if they don't pay me back, and I'm still okay.
But they're not paying you back.
No, I'm saying that they are, because they do. I'm saying when I need the money, they don't have it. It's different. I have the money, and then they give me it back once I ask for it. Sometimes there's interest.
But
when I need it,
they never have it.
Exactly. So that's why I don't rely on them. But
it's kind of a dilemma, though.
But I also know that I still am willing to support them.
I got you.
But like I said, it's always gonna be either minute money, not big, or it's like always gonna be I know they'll pay me back because they do it before, and like I said, there are times when they will give me interest back. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I expect that, and I'm like, I appreciate that for doing that. I know you're gonna have me. I know you're gonna get back to me, and I'm not really tripping. Because Cause I have a cousin that's in Philly, and like he'll ask me for like just like a few bucks for a bus, like a bus ticket, because you know like it's like the mega bus, so it's like you know they have like small states, so going from Philly to New York, it's not like a long trip.
Right.
So he'd be like, can you buy the ticket?
Can you give me $30?
No. Oh no, those tickets be cheap.
Like $10?
It'd be really they be like really cheap mega buses.
Dude ain't got $10?
Huh? That's what I'm saying, right?
That's weird. I'm thinking like, you know,
the thing is,
like 50,
I
30, 50,
actually
maybe
thought
100.
I actually thought the reason I actually thought he was like bad with his money. So you know because he was always asking for it, but I realized that the reason why because he had got his bachelor's out there at which one is the Ivy League out there?
Are we talking about Yale, Harvard?
No,
Brown?
in Philly, Pennsylvania? Philadelphia? Which Ivy League is in Pennsylvania? Is it UPenn?
Penn.
Is it Penn?
Penn.
Yeah, he went there.
Penn.
Yeah, he went there.
Yeah.
So he went there to finish up his school. Because he was at community college here, and he went there, transferred there, finished up, got his bachelor's. But the thing is, I thought he was just like not wise with money, but I realized he was actually working to pay off what he owed the school to get his degree. Because I thought the whole time he was out there, because he wanted to go to law school,
Right.
and so he was like, you know, I was like, oh, you're gonna do, you know, take your test and stuff, LSAT and stuff. And then his main reason why he wouldn't come back home because he was distracted with Princeton's. He's like that, so he's like, I don't want to come home because I want to study. You know what I mean? I get it, but I was like waiting for him to do all of this, and then he actually just paid his the full amount off.
Really?
To get his degree this year. Yeah, so.
So they won't give you the degree unless you pay off?
You won't, because the thing is, if you owe the school money, even if you graduate, you're not getting the degree. So you're not finished. You got to pay it off. Cause I don't
So he didn't get no loans or nothing?
I don't know what was going on.
No scholarships? He went to Penn. He went to Ivy League. Get a scholarship.
I don't know, man.
He's paying
I don't
out of
know.
pocket?
I don't know. I mean, maybe something happened at the end and maybe messed up his money.
I get that.
Yeah, shit happens. I had a situation with my last semester where I wasn't registered because I owed money to the school, and then I finished up the program, but I didn't have the money to graduate because I still had to pay off the school. But then I ended up finding out at the end that I just had to go to my financial aid counselor and then they were like, they had got my loans for me. They were like, oh yeah, just take these. They was like literally signing me up for stuff, and it was like, but it was like so last minute that it was one more I needed, but by the time it would have came in, it would have been too late because it was literally a few days left until graduation. And so luckily somebody had helped me and was like calling people, and they had got somebody to like throw me a loan or throw me like a
Just so you can walk across.
It was a grant.
You got your diploma though.
Huh?
But
No,
you gotta walk across
you
stage.
can't get your diploma until you pay the money.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying it was too late before graduation.
No.
They still would've
So
paid
I
you.
still would have also because I waited so late to do the financial because I never talked to my financial
But you were late to do financial aid.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
It was the loan. So one of the loans was gonna take so long to process because it was gonna take it was gonna expect longer than till graduation because of the last week. Everything else was good, but that one loan. And so the thing is, because I still owed that money, it was like, okay, well, so then I talked to somebody, it was like calling people like, you got any money in there or whatever? So luckily somebody found a grant for me.
But I'm saying,
and then they was like, give him the money.
say for instance, you still owe that money.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have got
But
my
if you had paid it back next month, you would still
Yeah,
get your
no,
degree.
no,
You
so-
just wouldn't have been able to walk
No.
across stage.
What would have happened was, I would have been able to walk, the reason why I would have been able to walk is I would have been done with school. Like, you're able to walk because you're done with your program or almost done.
But they just wouldn't have handed you the paper.
No, so the thing is, yeah, you would have gotten paper, and you would have just had to pay it off the rest and get it in the mail.
Right.
That happens a lot.
So why did you do that?
Do what?
Just
It was literally the same. So the same day I was like, I just figured out the financial aid thing. It was the dean of my college. She actually was the one that called somebody and was like, you got any money in there for him? He needs this amount. And so she was talking to them and she was like, and they had found a grant for me. And luckily the grant paid the rest off. But that was it though. That's all I needed.
That was dope for her to do that.
Yeah. Well, because but at the end of the day, it was kind of like weird because I never talked to my financial aid counselor before. The whole time I was at school. Because I never had a reason to. Because I always just get the money.
Yeah.
But because I had a situation happen where I still owe the money from the fall, so it rolled over. So I wasn't registered, but I was doing my internship the whole time. Like the last 6 months of school,
Yeah.
we weren't even in school no more. We were just doing our internship basically the whole time. And so I was like, so they were just like, oh well, we just keep going because we worked every day. It was hard to do any real business when you're working all day. Because by the time you get out, it's the end of the day already. Everything's closed. That's the worst thing about it. And so it kind of, and I had no car either. So it was like really hard to just do anything business wise. I can't just like, oh, I'm gonna, not come into the lab today because I'm gonna go take care of financial aid stuff. That would be really weird. And it was like, I didn't understand this because the thing is, even though this was going on, like nobody was like trying to help with that until the end. Because I was done for like at least a week or so before anything happened. Like the program, the rest of like just like finishing things up and stuff. And I was just like laying there like chilling. And I was like, I don't know what to do. And I was scared because I thought I was like not gonna, I was like, I'm not gonna walk. And then I ended up talking to a friend of mine. He was doing photography, and he was like, "Hey, come, I'm gonna do your photography for you." And I was like, "I ain't no money, bro." He was like, "I'm gonna do you guys ready for free. You're good." So I was like, "Appreciate that, man." And so he did mine, and another friend of ours for free. And then we had one because we known each other since the first year, and all three of us. And he was from like them two were from Philly. I was from Cali, of course. And so it was like we had like a dope little shot where it was like East versus West Coast.
Right.
It was pretty cool. And it was like, but yeah. So anyways, in the middle of all that, I was sitting there chilling at the, because you had like monuments and stuff. And so he was at the monument, and I was chilling, and this guy was talking to me, and he was like, "You ready? You excited?" I'm like, "I don't think I'm gonna walk." I said, "Why not?" I was like, "I stole money and stuff." And he's like, "Man, you done? Like giving up?" And he was like, "Don't give up." He was like, "You're gonna," he was like, talk to the mentors and stuff that you've met and like networked with this whole time and see if they can at least coast on along. And so I'm like, all right. So I was like, and then so I found out that man was actually the ex-mayor of Tuskegee. So I was like, okay. But then he had put a fire under me, and I was like, all right. So I was asking out. Nobody was willing to help me, but he at least helped me. Try to at least grind, and then eventually it led into doing that. So. Figuring out with that stuff, whatever. So it all worked out at the end of the day. Glad it did. You know what I'm saying? So I was actually thinking about how I'm gonna be able to pay it off. The whole time I was like, man, it's a lot of fucking money. But yeah, so it all worked out. So I'm glad.
You go to school to pay it off, and it was crazy. Like the job you end up getting ain't nowhere near the amount of money you're making to be able to pay it off.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like so.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that go to that gets jobs and they're not. Because you're going from college money to making like money, just to grow money in general. You think you're balling, but you're really not.
Yeah, man.
You're not really like they be trying to live their life and shit. No, you're not really living it. Like you make it seem good on the gram and shit, but it's not really all that good,
They ain't really hit me till like I was done.
Yeah.
And then they start seeing notices like. Now then, and you owe like 200,000. I'm like, what? Like, you know how money came for you to pay me? I went to school to just owe y'all money.
Right.
Why did y'all give me a $200,000 job?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so for me, luckily I had already decided on going to grad school. That's my last summer at the school. I was already working on getting into grad school. And then so as I was doing the process, and then I got in like around that springtime because I did the interview over the phone, and then I got in then,
Right.
And then everything was like literally like rolled out, the carpet rolled out for me the whole time, like throughout this whole thing for me to get where I'm at, and it all worked out because I wanted to come home anyway.
Exactly.
And I figured the thing is, if I was at home, I would be able to like network while I'm here, build more of a clientele the whole time, and then by the time I'm done, I'll be able to have people that's going to be there for me. I can treat. Because the thing is, you already know, family and friends, they're already gonna do word of mouth. All you gotta do is treat them well, and they're gonna tell people, and that's all it's about. And so that's kind of like the biggest thing, because they're always gonna be my biggest supporters first, and then word of mouth is always the big thing. Because they always say that every chiropractor is gonna tell you it's all about word of mouth, because we're business at the end of the day, And so word of mouth is always gonna be like, what you gotta do. So that's like the biggest thing for. And so the thing is like. So this whole time since I've been in grad school, I've just been doing things to expand my networking out. Because the thing is just like doing plays being in Hollywood, different than me being in Whittier at school. You know, like two different areas, two different things, two different levels. But the thing is, like, just like having that changes it up.
Yeah.
And then just within this year, just having, because the thing is, like, when I was spending it in the spring, I ended up working at a warehouse job. But the thing is, I got close to those people, and so then now they watch my show. And then all the actors and stuff I worked with and stuff, whatever, they support it, and some come on like you know, a lot of people, and then just like, and then just all the stuff I've been doing and stuff with everything, and then it's just like everything is just like really just like, it's like it's all for sure worth it, like, just like, and, I enjoy doing it, of course, and the thing is, like, when you're in grad school, you kind of like need something to do because they don't want you working.
Right.
And so it's like, it's good to have hobbies, you know what I'm saying? Because it definitely kills a lot of time.
Yeah, true.
And the thing is, like, if I wasn't doing this, it probably would be me just like drinking and going out and stuff with my brother. Pretty much. Like, if it was a Saturday, so I probably would like go out or something. Like, but like, no, I got stuff to do. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, but it definitely like matures you, because the things you got, because like as you pass, you have this passion for stuff, you're gonna focus more, and so it helps to have a drive. You know what I'm saying? Keep going and doing these stuff, and people supporting you the whole time through it, which you have to really enjoy it, and just like just like, I don't know, just I mean, like, like what else circle what, like, like if someone else was questioning a circle situation, like what else would it be?
As far as like you talking about if they question somebody's support.
Yeah.
If well, I guess, like, I don't know, you just point to social media.
Yeah.
And I guess when you put something encouraging, and if they don't like your shit, if they don't like your stuff, or like maybe share your stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then you can ask them. I don't know. I wouldn't ask them why they share my stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But like you, I'm sure you know who likes your stuff and who doesn't.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then you probably put a question mark by it.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like, it's kind of hard to tell because like when you talk to people, they ask you about it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Cause I've had that too, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I get that. Especially with the show, I have people I don't even like know that be watching it, and then at some point we talk about it, and they're like, oh, I have a friend of mine that I was talking to, and she just be like, please bring it back. Like, I've been wanting before you just started, and I was like saying like, oh yeah, I'm probably gonna be doing more of this season episodes. She was like, oh, please.
Like, I probably get more people asking me about my book.
Yeah.
And they probably never even bought the book. You know what I'm saying? They be like, I believe you did it. They don't have a copy. They be like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know they don't. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was to bring it up, they got a copy that's looking like, you know what I'm saying? They be like, yeah, you doing this, you should do this and this. And I'm like, did you even buy a copy of the book, bro? See what had happened was, all right, you know what I'm saying? Right. But thank you for believing that I can do other avenues and things. So I guess they're just waiting for me to get huge.
Yeah.
And then they can be like, oh, I was just signing it. Not too big. I was just waiting. I had it in the wings. I don't know. Right, yeah, but most of the people that do ask me about, like, you still writing this, I know they haven't bought it. The ones that have bought it, they bring up the book as far as, like, certain things in the book. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To talk about because they read it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the difference. Or, they won't bring it up at all. Just be like, I like your book, man. You should keep writing. Right. That's what I'm saying. They'll say that, but they won't be like, so how's everything in the book? How's it sell?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be much better if you bought a copy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I had an uncle who was like, he was like, so what happened with the, he was like really asking me like, so what's been going on? Like, I noticed you've been, uploading your episodes, and then he was like, how did you go from, for some reason, him and one of my other coworkers, they worked together in the warehouse, whatever, and they was like talking about my show at work, and he was like, yeah, we were like trying to figure out how you went from this episode to this episode. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's all consistent. It's like, we felt like you went fast, like with the episodes. I was like, that's weird. Like, but like, it's kind of like just like interesting because the fact that they actually like decided to spark a conversation about my show without me even being there. Like, so I think that was really good.
Yeah. Maybe inspired them.
I'm like, you guys still talking to me?
Maybe inspired them to do something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's good though. You know what I'm saying? It's always good to inspire.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. Che, it's been a great conversation.
Appreciate you.
Full of humor.
Appreciate you.
I thank you for your patience and taking your time out to come as far as you did.
Yeah, it was like going to Vegas. I'm about to go gamble up the road right now. AMGM.
Right. But anything you got going on, in the future, I'm always willing to support you, and we can always talk about, what I'm saying, you doing a channel, and me possibly coming on. Except I'm not gonna have my shirt off.
Yeah, we both could do it. Like,
Well, I have been working out, so give me a month.
you do it before now. You know what I'm saying? Well, now, but I got the, I got the baby oil so you shine. You know, you're glistening and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I'll put the table with the nipples.
You know what I'm saying? So you be good though.
Yeah. But yeah, so thank you so much again, man.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Namaste.
Thank you for watching the episode. Before you go, please subscribe and hit that bell so you can get notifications. Because I know you don't want me to continuously send you DMs and text messages every week. Instead, you just get notifications every time I upload an episode Sundays, and then when I upload my midweekly rants on Wednesdays. Thank you and have a good day.